Okay, welcome to Woodcroft Primary School. Let's give you a tour. So here are our Key Stage 1 classrooms and early years, and we also have a sensory room, which was a cupboard that we have converted. My name is Laura Sherwell. I'm assistant head teacher, I'm a Senko, I'm a DSL, and I have been at Woodcroft Primary School for 19 years. I started the Senko Award in September 2021, so I've been a Senko for 2.5 years, and in that time I've seen massive amount of changes just in 2.5 years. So for example, currently in the school we have 13 children that have educational healthcare plans, EHCPs. That's compared to about 5 children in 2020. For the first time ever in September 2023, we had 2 children join us in Year R with EHCPs already in place. We'd never had that before. And in here, we currently are quite lucky to have a spare classroom where small group work can happen, particularly for children with special educational needs. Sorry. This room, we call it the den. It is used for a range of purposes. Sometimes children might do their occupational therapy programs or speech programs in here. If a child is feeling dysregulated, they can come in here and get their anger out using the punch bag. There is a calm space. We do something called Thrive, which is about emotional well-being. And also it is used for a coffee morning for parents because it's kind of separate to the main school. It's a nice big enough space for people to gather. We also have a lunch club in here for children who can't really keep themselves safe on the playground, and they will do a range of activities, either Lego or we have a Wii. So yeah, it's kind of a room of requirement. Whatever is needed for our children, this is the room we go to.
So I'm Kirsty Taylor. I've been doing this job for about 10 years, and I've been here for just over 3. From 10 years ago till today, it's a different job. It definitely affects all parts of the school, including what I do. So right top level, right down to the bottom level, with staff cuts, with equipment within the school, with places available in other settings for other children that perhaps would benefit from being in alternative settings that are now in mainstream schools. So yeah, the cover and the level of staffing that's available isn't adequate, I would say. So it's definitely an impact from the financial cuts.
Funding has changed. There is, unfortunately, we're seeing more and more children with special educational needs, but there is not enough money to fully meet their provision and their needs. So, for example, in the average classroom, currently, our numbers are about 30 in a class, 30 maximum in a class. You could say 20-25 children are accessing the learning as expected. However, there are those 10 other children, let's say, who need additional support from adults. They might need additional interventions. They might need, if it's particularly for social, emotional, mental health support, they might need to go out of the classroom to go to a safe space to regulate themselves. So we actually have turned a cupboard into a sensory room because we do not have the budget and the funding to make a sensory room, a proper sensory room in our school. we don't have the space to do that, so we had to look at other ways to do it that would be very cost effective. So we have effectively turned a cupboard into our sensory room. Okay, this is our Key Stage 1 playground. So children in Year 1 and Year 2 access this space. And just beyond the bushes there is a forest school area that we've set up ourselves, and we work in collaboration with our local community centre, who have access to a forest school trained teacher. And on a Tuesday afternoon, the children that access forest school are children with educational healthcare plans, and on Wednesday mornings, our Year 4 class actually go out to a place called Billy's Lake in the community, where they do forest school activities.
Do you work?
No.
My name's Simon Waters, and I'm part of the Wildlife Warriors from the Acorn Community Centre. The idea of forest school came from Scandinavia, where they really recognised that just one size doesn't fit all, and it's moved across Europe, into the UK, around the world now. We work at a number of schools in our locality, bringing forest school to the kids. In some places it's half a class, in other places it's a group of children who are just struggling to be in the four walls of a classroom. Some of the things that they really benefit from out here are the freedom to choose what they want to do. Often within a classroom there are expectations and there's a strict programme, but out here they are free, as long as it's safe, as long as it's respectful, to do what they want. They can sit and listen to the birds, they can whittle a piece of wood, they can cook over the fire, they can make a den, they can lie in a hammock, and they choose. There's no progression, learning one thing after another. It's just allowing themselves to be. What some of them really appreciate is that there is space to make mistakes and then to come back. For others, it's that they will often give up, but here they can just keep on practicing, lighting a fire with the fire striker. Sometimes they will do it after a couple of minutes and get their fire lit. Other people will take 2 hours, but they just had the freedom to keep on trying. And often the school staff will say that they are seeing resilience here that they don't see in the classroom. At the local secondary school where I also work, there's one girl who comes along, and sitting at the fire is the only time that she will eat in school. She said yesterday that forest school is the light in her week, just because she can breathe, she doesn't feel pressured, she doesn't feel confined, and she just loves it. Another lad was selective mute, and I was told that he never spoke, so he came out, sat around the fire circle, and as I was introducing the concept of forest school to the group, he just started to ask and answer questions, and that just really surprised everybody. And there are lots of stories like that, of especially those who struggle to be in four walls, getting out and being exposed to the peace. And it's great. The funding for this is partly coming from our community centre, who value the input it has to the children in our community, and the school pay the other part, and everyone recognises the value. The staff recognise the value, we from the community centre recognise the value, the kids totally understand the value.
Guys, go for a puddle on the way down. What? Go for a puddle so we're not taking all the mud in.
It is really difficult because I mean, if we didn't do what we did, then it wouldn't get done. So somebody's got to do what we're doing, and there is now more of a need to justify what we're doing. So from when I first started, I didn't perhaps log as much data and as much progress that the children are making. So I think it's being acknowledged what we're doing and progress that children are making because of what we are doing. But I don't think that we are necessarily getting the acknowledgement face to face. It's being noted that what we're doing is making an impact, but we're not getting recognition for it.
Morning. All right. Okay, in this corridor we have an ELSA space. So an ELSA is an emotional literacy support assistant. She works one-to-one with children who are needing that strategies to help with their emotions. It might be something like they suffered a bereavement, or it may be they just need rules and boundaries work, so they work in that room. And staff wellbeing is very low at the moment, not just in this school, in several schools. When I go to my Senko meetings, there's a lot of Senkos that are very unhappy Senkos there, and it's kind of like we're fighting a losing battle, and we are fighting for the very best for our children without a lot of success, and parents of SEND children are fighting every day for what's right for their children.